I call the July board meeting, the Upper Big Blue, to order. If you're able, I ask you to please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge to the republic stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Public notice has been published in the York News Times. The meeting is under the Open Meetings Act, is posted in the back of the room by the door. Reminder that all cell phones should be silenced during the meeting. Please be aware that this meeting is being recorded. When speaking, the desktop microphone must be depressed. This ensures that your comments are recorded in their entire context. The recording becomes part of the public record along with written board minutes in accordance with state statute. As our secretary resigned, it's my job to appoint a new secretary. I appoint Bill Staley, the secretary, and also as a member of the executive board. Thank you, Bill, for taking that. Roll call.
Bethune.
Here.
Anthony Bohatti.
Here.
Richard Bohatti.
Here.
Dickinson.
Here.
Eberspacher.
Here.
Elge.
Here.
Ottershell.
Here.
Keener.
Here.
Newth. Peterson. Siebert.
Here.
Staley. Here. Stair.
Here.
Weiss.
Here.
Yates.
Here.
Miller.
Yeah, here.
We have a quorum.
I have no requests for excused absences. Peterson did call in and say he will be late as soon as he finds all these cows or whatever he's chasing, so. Done. Board agenda is in front of you. Is there a motion to accept the agenda?
I move to accept the agenda.
Second. Moved and seconded. Questions, comments? Bill and Richard. Excuse me. Roll call.
Anthony.
Yes.
Richard.
Yes.
Dickinson.
Yes.
Eberspacher.
Yes.
Elge.
Yes.
Ottershell.
Yes.
Keener.
Yes.
Siebert.
Yes.
Staley. Yes. Stair.
Yes.
Weiss.
Yes.
Yates.
Yes.
Bethune.
Yes.
Miller.
Yes.
Motion carried.
In front of you, you have the minutes of the June 18th Rule 5 hearing. Is there a motion to accept those as printed?
So
move. Is there a second?
Second. Dickinson and Keener.
Okay. Any corrections? Not, roll call.
Richard.
Yes.
Dickinson.
Yes.
Eberspacher.
Yes.
Elge.
Yes.
Ottershell.
Yes.
Keener.
Yes.
Peterson. Siebert.
Here. Yeah, sorry.
Staley. Yes. Stair.
Yes.
Weiss.
Pass.
Yates.
Yes.
Bethune.
Yes.
Anthony.
Yes.
Miller.
Yes.
Motion carried.
You also have a copy of the minutes from the June 18th Board of Directors meeting in front of you. Is there a motion to accept them as printed?
Second.
Dickinson and Yates. Any corrections? Roll call.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Eberspacher,
Yes.
Elge,
Yes.
Potter Shell,
Yes.
Keener,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Siebert,
Yes.
Staley, yes. Stare,
Yes.
Weiss,
Pass.
Yates,
Yes.
Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Richard,
Yes.
Miller.
Yes. We are honored tonight.
Motion carried.
We are honored tonight to have our Burke Scholarship recipients with us, Bryn Christensen and Preston Suits. They were both in the back. Would either one or both of you like to say anything? There's a microphone at the table here.
Thank you for being here tonight. This is Bryn Christensen of Seward. She's the daughter of Pete and Shauna Christensen, and this is Preston Suits. He's the son of Scott and Nikki Suits of Trumbull. So I'm going to have them each just talk just a few minutes about their college and what they're interested in pursuing as a career.
So as she said, my name is Bryn Christensen. I'm from Seward, Nebraska, and I graduated from Seward High School in 2025. So this coming fall, I'll be a sophomore at UNL, and I am majoring in plant biology on the ecology and management track, where I'd like to pursue something in conservation.
Well, I guess I'm Preston Suits. I'm from just south of Trumbull, Nebraska. I went to Donovan Trumbull High School. I'll be attending UNL in the fall to study ag engineering. I'd like to do the irrigation natural resources track, at least that's what I'm thinking right now, but I don't have to choose until I'm a junior. And then I'd like to work irrigation, things like that, using our resources and stuff to grow the crops and stuff that we do, I guess.
Well, thank you. And we do have a certificate for both of you. Individual, or you want us all together? Okay.
Okay, we'll have you all stand together. We're gonna push those chairs in just a little bit. There we go. Nice and close. Very good. And there we go. 1, 2, 3. And one more. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
As stated earlier, we do have a opening on the board of directors because of the resignation of Matt Perry. That position we are filling today. Eligibility for the position is the candidate must reside within the boundaries of the Upper Big Blue NRD Subdistrict 8 and be a registered voter in the state of Nebraska. This election is to the unexpired term that will end December of 2026. The executive committee has forwarded 2 candidates to the full board for consideration. These candidates have applied for and are considered eligible for the position. Director appointment procedures for the NRD are a roll call vote of all directors present. A successful candidate must receive a majority of the votes cast by the directors present and voting. If there is a tie, the vote after 3 rounds of voting, the winner will be decided by the candidates each drawing a card from a deck of regular playing cards, with the highest card being declared the winner. We gotta vote 3 times first. Each director does have a copy of your application letter that was submitted. They were submitted in the order they were received. I will now give each candidate 5 minutes to address the board before we vote. I guess, Gail, yours was in first. We'll let you go first.
I sit down.
Yes.
Okay. Well, good evening, everyone. I'm Gail Holmes. I grew up on a hog farm over by Minden, Nebraska, and I went to school there, so please don't hold that against me if you're from York or the surrounding community. I know we got other schools besides York here, but after I got out of I left the farm and I got out of school, I joined the Air Force. I was in the Air Force for 28 years and I did something totally different. I worked on aircraft in the Air Force and I did that for 28 years and I retired in 2010. And my wife, I met her in the Air Force too over at South Carolina. I don't know if any of you ever knew the Thomas family here from town, but anyways, we got married, we moved back here and in 2010, and then I worked out for Pioneer for the last till 2 years ago. So I worked there for 14 years and I retired from there. It was a great job out there working out in the fields and stuff. Loved ag all my life. I've been to many countries around the world and I always love seeing what they do for agriculture. But the biggest reason I would like this, if I was selected by you, is when you think about Nebraska, most people drive through here and they don't see much, but I see a lot. I see, the farming community we got with all the resources, some of the richest crop ground in the whole world. You can go anywhere in the world and maybe Ukraine and some places like that and have other countries have close, but none have, like we've got easy to irrigate. And right beneath our feet, what do we got? The Ogallala Aquifer. Wonderful place to be. And if I'm selected, I would be honored to support the community here. So that's me in a nutshell.
Thank you. Bill?
Yeah, Bill Hoffman. I live here in York. First of all, I need to ask, to run for election in January, you had to have registered already, is that correct?
Yeah, the voting, you had to be on before March 1st. You had to.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So, I think to save everybody time, if I was voted in as a temporary or till January, then I'd have to do a write-in candidate and all that. And I think to save time and everything, I'll just withdraw my name. I didn't realize that till I came tonight, so. I appreciate you calling me, but I'm gonna have to decline because,
We appreciate your interest and hopefully at the next election, you'll,
yeah, I look to
because
it.
every 2 years, someone is elected from each of our sub-districts.
Okay,
So,
all right,
all right.
thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
I guess I would, I got him. Don't worry. I would entertain a motion to appoint Gail Holmes. I need someone to.
Move to appoint Gail Holmes as sub-district 8 director.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Anyone else want to make a comment? Questions? Roll call.
Eberspacher,
Yes.
Elge,
Yes.
Uttershelt,
Yes.
Keener,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Siebert,
Yes.
Staley, yes. Stair,
Yes.
Weiss,
Yes.
Yates,
Yes.
Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Richard,
Yes.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Miller.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Dave will swear you in out and back. Not, and we will continue. We have a presentation from One Red program. Aaliyah is here, and I don't know what you need.
Hi, everyone. Sorry, I'm not used to sitting down. I definitely move around and talk a lot with my hands, so
Well, we do have a wireless mic, don't we? Oh.
that's okay. This is
We'll
this is
see if
good
we
for me.
Find one that works, okay?
This is good for me to just sit still for a little bit, so I'll wait till Terry's done handing out the handouts that I brought, and I hope that I printed out enough. I apologize in advance if I didn't. But my name is Alexa, like the Amazon thing, and you can ask me what the weather is, and I will tell you I don't know. Oh, okay. This is dangerous now if I can walk around. Actually, I'm gonna try and sit still. So good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Alexa Davis. I work at the Nebraska Department of Water, Energy, and Environment. It's the state agency with the worst acronym, DWEE. And I'm here to talk about our One Red program. So before I go into details about the One Red program, I just want you to know that this came from the Department of Environment and Energy, NDEE, before we merged. Oh, sorry, I can wait for Dave. Terry's making copies, so this half you just have to pay attention. Okay, sorry. So the One Red program came out of NDEE a few years ago, and it's a very large federal grant. It's $307 million. $195 million of that is for ag. It is for regenerative precision ag, and that's what I am going to talk to you about today. Now, before I go in depth about the program, I want you to know that my agency has talked with anybody and everybody that could possibly have something at stake with this program. We have talked to NRCS, Corn Board, Ethanol Board, Wheat Board, Cattlemen, Pork Board. We've talked to soybean crush facilities, ethanol companies. We've talked to most cooperatives across the state. We've talked with NRD managers. We've talked to a handful of different producers to get their opinion. We've talked to other state agencies. We've talked to industries with technologies, anybody and everybody. So I just want to preface that before I go into details about the program. So the diagram that you have, or you will have, is the overview of the program. So we're calling it the One Red Ag Data Bank and Grants Program. And what we're wanting to do is to have producers sign up for this program and receive incentives for education, technology, equipment, soil health, and nitrogen management aspects. So when a producer signs up for the program, they will get $2,000 to sign up. And when I say sign up for the program, it means with the consent of the producer, they will fill out an application. It's one page. It has nitrogen information, so how much synthetic nitrogen they applied, if they had an inhibitor, If they applied manure, what type of tillage, so no-till, reduced-till, or conventional, and then cover crops, and if those cover crops were grazed, an amount of water applied. So once a producer enrolls with their consent, they can then give a soil and a water sample to enter into the grants program. That's the bottom portion of that diagram. The black portion, I think, if I can remember right. The soil and the water sample are to the NRD standards. And so producers will then have, and I have to tweak these numbers on the diagram, they'll have $10,000 for those programs below. So if you look to the right side in the yellow where it says the corn nitrogen management programs, there's a reduced NUE nitrogen use efficiency and an improved NUE nitrogen use efficiency. These two programs are the Nitrogen Reduction Incentive Act program and the Nitrogen Use Efficiency program, just combined. So moving forward, those programs will go away. They're a part of this One Red program. So I'm sure that Drew really appreciates that. The other aspect in the middle is soil health. So if a producer wants to implement a reduced tillage or new ground cover, we would pay them. But where we really see the benefit of this program is in the equipment and technology aspect. So the two columns on the right in the blue, we have a list of technology that ranges from telemetry, meters, subscription services, if somebody was using like Sentinel Ag, manure technology, manure nutrient technology, upgrades to center pivots, sprinkler packages, nozzles, anything and everything. We have a whole list that the Governor's Water Quantity and Quality Task Force went through and approved. And so producers will have $10,000 to use in any of those categories. I will say that another really awesome thing about this program is in our conversations with NRCS, everything that's offered here is stackable and compatible with EQIP and CSP, CRP, all of it. So this program, if somebody was in EQIP doing something, you could get equipment with One Red on top of what producers are already getting. So I said that when they joined the data bank, they got $2,000. If they did a soil and water sample, they get $10,000 for the programs below. And every year after that, they'll get an additional $1,000 that they enroll. I will say that these numbers on the back have to change a bit. There was a thought that we would have 80 acres minimum that were required to be irrigated. In talking to the task force last week, we are getting rid of the irrigated aspect of it, but we are giving an additional $3,000 incentive to those producers that irrigate to either measure their water or measure it more efficiently. So if a producer doesn't have a meter or something to measure their water, they can. And if they have a meter already set up, they can upgrade it with telemetry or a subscription service or something like that. Another thing that came out of that task force meeting, on Friday is that we would like to give an additional incentive for producers that are in NRD phase 2 or higher areas, wellhead protection areas, and source water protection areas. So we're looking at another $2,000 on top of that. And I'm sorry that these handouts don't have the correct numbers on it. I will definitely get those to you all. But if a producer was in this program for the full 3 years, because the program ends in 2029, they could get $20,000 for equipment, technology, nitrogen management, soil health. They could be reimbursed for their soil water samples, leaf tissue samples, really anything and everything to deal with water and nitrogen management. I will say with the program ending in 2029, we will be asking for an extension just due to all of the craziness that's been happening, but we're not guaranteed to get it. We do think we have a pretty good chance of getting it. So we've worked closely with the Governor's Water Quantity and Quality Task Force to kind of fine tune some of these parameters. So the 80 acres is the minimum, 1,000 acres is the maximum. Every step of this program has to have the consent of the producer. So we're following the Nebraska ag data privacy bill. So every step the producer says, yes, I'm okay with sending that. What we'd like to do is work with all of the NRDs across the state and utilize their existing data management systems for phase reports, for crop reports, to cut back on some of the administrative costs for the districts. And so from the NRD's data management platforms, that data would be sent to our data bank. That data bank is being made by Jacobs Engineering. So it's not being housed on a state server or in a state cloud. And from that data bank, my agency is only receiving aggregated county-based data. We, as the state, will not see producer names, producer location, nothing that can identify a producer. And we only need aggregated county-based data for grant compliance. So what I'm here to talk to you all about today is with the districts administering the nitrogen programs, what we heard from feedback is, one, that we didn't pay you. We didn't pay the staff time for the districts to administer those programs. Marketing was really expensive. It was difficult to go through paper applications. And hearing that feedback, we're very grateful that you helped us with those programs and are continuing to. But with this, we're wanting to pay the district $75,000 a year to help with some of this enrollment. So we would pay $75,000 for 3 years, and then we want to give the district $5,000 extra for hosting field events or webinars or whatnot. So this district would get $230,000 for helping promote this program. Now, I know that you all don't use Producer Connect, you use Beehive. And so what we'd like to do is from our data bank, create an API that connects to Beehive. Again, nothing would be sent without the producer's consent. My agency would pay for that connection, that API, so nothing that the district would have to pay for. We'd work with the district on training of how to feel comfortable about the program, how to answer questions. But that's really what I'm here for, is to request that you all think about working with the state in this program. One aspect that I'll mention is that the $75,000 that goes to the NRDs is not what comes from the producers. So the $75,000 is just to districts for administrative time, staff time, for talking to producers, for office rentals, for mileage, for gas, for venue rentals, for webinars, whatnot. The money that is for producers, that is coming out of the data bank. So no money will be funneled from the data bank through the NRDs to the producers. That's something that we heard from the nitrogen program that we're not doing. So the districts don't have to worry about paying producers. The other thing that I wanted to say, the last thing that I want to say is that we are contracting with Nebraska Rural Radio Network. And so they will be doing advertising for us statewide. So on the radio stations, on their social media. And so in working with them, the districts will have handouts, flyers, promotional materials that can be given to the districts. That way they don't have to create their own content. A year after this program has been implemented, Rural Radio Network will work with the different NRDs kind of on a regional basis and create content that is specific to those resource needs. So I just want to say that we're very grateful that this NRD has worked with us for so long, coming from former DNR, but especially on the nitrogen programs, because I know that those were kind of hit and miss and they were big learning curves and we're still learning a lot of things. But I want to assure you that the lessons learned from that, so staff time being appreciated and being paid, the money being funneled in through the district to the producers, and then that advertisement. Those were really big burdens on the districts. And so we're trying to alleviate that with this program. So I know that I just said a lot. I'm going to pause and see if any of you have any questions, because I'm sure you do.
You say it's a 3-year program. can someone, do they have to start on year one, or can they start on year two and have another 3, and then have a total of 3 years?
That's a good question. So the program will roll out officially next year in 2027. Producers do not have to enroll in the first year, but they're just missing out on the extra money and the extra time to be in the program. I will say that there is a decent amount of money that is being set aside for those folks that have the highest reduction to their inputs. So it could be water or nitrogen, if they're in the program full term. We're not exactly sure what that is. We're waiting on the task force to let us know, but producers don't have to go in on the first year. But because there's only 3 years of funding and it's $195 million, we're really hoping we spend it. Otherwise, that money goes back to EPA. That is also a good question. The governor will be talking about this program at Husker Harvest Days. He's making an announcement on that Wednesday. And we, the agency, will be at Husker Harvest Days as like a pre-enrollment. So producers that are interested in enrolling can just put in their information. We're hoping that in between September and December that I can work with the NRDs on the backside, get all the API connections done. And so some producers will be enrolled by then, but the official date, the hard rollout, will be in January 2027. And that's when folks can go in and actively enroll. So we think Husker Harvest Days is a soft launch.
Kendall?
I asked the same question at any of these presentations when we talk about incentivizing farmers to adjust production practices. I mean, there's, reduced tillage and no-till has been, fairly well utilized across our district and across the state of Nebraska for 20 to 30 years. I have a good idea what your answer is going to be, but is there any type of talk about rewarding past usage of best practices for those folks that can prove that they've been doing them for a long period of time?
That's a good question. And I have 2 parts to that. The first part is in that corn nitrogen management, the improved NUE, that's limited to a certain amount of producers. And that's just for folks that are already honed in on their nitrogen application. So those early stewards, trying to pay them because they've already been doing what they need to do. The thought of incorporating that with reduced till or other soil health aspects. When I said that there's a fairly large amount of money at the end for the most reduced inputs, we're also looking at who has the lowest inputs. So if somebody has already been doing reduced till, already has honed in on the water, the nitrogen that they need, they're already pretty low. So we want to incentivize folks to change that adoption, the education, and then also pay those folks that are already there because they can't do anything else because they're at that level. Sorry, I should have said that before. And it's around $50 million that end incentive is for that. We're not sure what it looks like, but it'll probably look something around water, nitrogen, carbon intensity scores, or like a farm intensity metric or something like that.
And I applaud you guys' efforts to try and do something along those lines, because as these programs, and there's many of them, have come on in the last 5 years, it seems like the focus has been to throw the most amount of money at the worst actors because they're able to change the most things from the beginning of the program. So I really do appreciate that has been taken into consideration.
So with the Nitrogen Reduction Incentive Act program, I heard that that program was paying people to show up to work on time. So we worked with the NRDs and the Nebraska Corn Board to create the Nitrogen Use Efficiency Program. So that program is geared towards already paying those folks that show up to work on time, but then also maybe helping those folks get there.
Kendall?
So did I understand correctly, like when you're gonna
when you're paying producers, that money's not filtered through the NRD. That just comes from you guys directly.
You're correct in that it doesn't come from the NRDs. It will come from the data bank. So there's producer, NRD, data bank, DWEE. So for enrollment, we're hoping that the districts will help work with producers on getting their data to the data bank. And then that data bank will just pay the producer directly.
Either way, it's not passing through us. We don't have to
Correct.
get
Nope,
reimbursed.
you-
We're not paying bills and getting
Nope.
reimbursed.
And then we as the state do not want their financial information. So that's why we went with the data bank, a third party that's not on our server, that's not in our cloud, that's not public record. So that producer information stays with the data bank unless the producer consents to share it with anybody else. Like the John Deere Operations Center, if a producer wants, they can talk to them and that can connect. But everything is with their consent, but no money goes through the districts to them.
Thank you.
That's a good question. So our agency is contracting with Jacobs Engineering for the data bank. And it is strictly just to create the data bank and to ensure data security and transparency between those interactions of getting it. DWE is only getting the county-based aggregated data. We're not seeing anything else. And then after the program is done, so in 2029, the data bank will house that information for 3 years afterwards, just for auditing, and then it's deleted, and then it goes offline. There is nothing else that's being done. So my agency isn't paying per se for producer data because we're not seeing the individual data, but we're also not sharing it with anybody.
Do you
If that
agree?
answers your question. Oh, yes, sorry. So within every contract that we do now with the state, we have to have the clause that says you will not sell producer agricultural data without the written consent of the producer. And that is in the contract that we have with Jacobs. So Jacobs is not allowed to give any producer information without the consent of the producer. If that answers it.
So what exactly do you expect the NRD to do?
What we're hoping that the NRD would do is essentially what you're already doing. The NRDs are already working with producers on nitrogen management plans, best management practices, water use efficiency. And we'd like you just to continue that, but say, do you want to get paid a little extra to continue to do it? So just working with producers and their operations, help ask or help answer questions, help with a uniformed message, and try to enroll producers.
Basically promote it, but
Yes.
we don't take the applications or anything like that.
So what we're hoping is that within the data management system that you have, that Beehive, that a producer would say, hey, Drew, I'm okay with sending my information to the data bank. And the producer would like check mark or like sign something and it would just be sent. And what we would want from the NRD is to make sure that that producer data, that somebody at the district be like, yep, that is a producer in our area. Or no, that person did not have 5,000 bushels of corn this year in 2 acres. It's kind of like a Q&A because they all work with the producers already. There is no expectation of enrollment. We have a goal of 10,000 producers just as a state, but the district is not held to something. And I will say that the thought is $75,000 a year for each district across the state, but that can be flexible if there's resource concerns, if the districts are having a hard time with things, we can always come back and reevaluate that. Maybe one other thing that I'll say is That 75,000 can go to hiring a new staff member. It could go towards existing staff members. There's some NRDs that had a part-time employee and now they're making full-time with this money. There's other districts that are leveraging the NRCS contract that's coming out, or could be coming out. So NRCS is trying to hire new staff with their contracts. And so they have to have a 70 or a 50% match. So you could use this for a match if you want to hire somebody new. There's no match to this at all. We're just wanting to give you this money to help promote the program.
Roger.
So, are we already in the state is gonna get them $5,000 regardless of irrigated acres or off-wet acres?
Yes. It is a lot of money, but the NRDs have been doing the nitrogen programs for us for a few years, and we understand that that was a big administrative task. You bring up a good point. So although I said that there's an incentive for irrigated acres, dryland acres can be enrolled in this as well. They just don't get that extra incentive for water measurement. Another thing that I forgot to mention is the Nature Conservancy and the Nebraska Corn Board are working with Precision Conservation Management, PCM. And so we're going to contract with them to have 5 or 6 PCM folks across the state, Precision Conservation Management. A good example of somebody is out in Gothenburg. They enroll producers in like the PepsiCo Frito-Lay program. And so what they do is help enroll producers in additional incentive and cost share programs so they know what's leverageable and what's not. And so we are going to help fund a few of those people around the state as resources. But I also want to acknowledge that this NRD does have a lot of irrigated acres. And so if there is an issue with capacity, we can always come back and rethink that 75,000. I'm also here as a resource. We have a couple other people on my staff, or not on my staff, on my team that can help. And then Jacobs Engineering, it's a team of 20 people. So there are resources if you need it, but we can always relook at those contracts.
Freedom of Information Act, does that play a part in this? Is this considered public information? If someone would want to, a news release, for example, request the information, has the department tied it up that a Freedom of Information Act would be applicable to get the information?
That's a good question. The way that we are thinking about this is the producer has to consent to share that information with the data bank, because my agency is only getting that aggregated county-based data. If somebody were to put in a public records request with our agency, we only have county-based aggregated data. We also don't have that financial information to give because all of that is stored within the data bank. Now, if somebody wants to audit the data bank, that's a different story, but we wouldn't be doing it.
Any other questions? Yeah, Gail.
Is this funded by the EPA? Is that what I heard?
Yes. Which, when you hear like EPA and USDA, you think 2 federal agencies can't fund the same thing. But we've talked with NRCS, and because their programs don't allow for equipment and technology like ours do, it is stackable, which is crazy to think about. But yes, it is EPA.
Any other questions? I guess we put this on the committee agenda for next month, and we work through a committee system, that'll come up through the committee.
That is a wonderful question. There's information on our website, but it is outdated because, you know, we're the state, nothing can be up to date. I'm just kidding. I'd be happy to share these handouts and the flyers with you all. The original proposal of the program, we've tweaked some things. So we went back to EPA and asked for different things. So originally we only had $160 million for this ag program. Now it's 195. So on the website, it still reflects the old amounts. We're hoping to get that updated within the next month or so, but I'd be happy to send out these flyers with the correct numbers for you all to distribute.
That's a good question.
Yes, that is a good question. Catch me when I'm off the clock.
Apologize for getting your name wrong when I introduced you. So.
It happens all the time. Don't worry about it. I say that I answer to anything as long as it's nice.
We appreciate you coming out tonight. And the staff will be back with you and we'll be on our next committee agenda. So
Thank you. And thank you for the time that I had to talk about this program. Appreciate it.
Just the audio and the recording.
yeah.
It takes a long time for me to do. So please remember to use the microphone.
Thank you. Water and Regulations Committee. Richard.
Water and Regulations.
No, Water, Kendall. No. Excuse me. Go.
Met on Thursday, July 9th, 2026 at 7:00 PM at the NRD office. Those who participated are committee members Bethune, Dickinson, Elch, Powdershout, Peterson, Siebert, Stair, and Miller. Other staff, directors, and guests are also listed below. Publication of legal notice. Committee Chair Siebert acknowledged the legal notice of committee meeting was published in the York News Times. He also advised those present that a copy of the Nebraska Open Meetings Act was posted and available for review near the entrance of the boardroom in accordance with state law, and that all cell phones should be silenced during the meeting. Also, that public comments, members of the public could comment on any matters not listed on the agenda or no committee action to be taken until such matters at this meeting in accordance with the Nebraska Open Meetings Act. And to please hold comments on any listed items until they were considered. The action items that were discussed: 9 aquifer quality well abandonment cost share assistance program application have been reviewed by staff and recommended for final payment totaling $8,313.31. A list is attached. Motion to make cost share payments for 9 well abandonments as reviewed by the committee at a cost of $8,313.31. That motion carried 8 yes, 0 no, and I so moved.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Questions, comments? Roll call.
Elge,
Yes.
Holmes,
Abstain.
Hattershell,
Yes.
Keener,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Siebert,
Yes.
Staley, yes. Stair,
Yes.
Weiss,
Yes.
Yates,
Yes.
Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Richard,
Yes.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Eberspacher,
Yes.
Miller.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Item B, 9 water meter repair cost share assistance applications were reviewed by staff and recommended for final payments totaling $4,225.17. A list is attached. Motion to make cost share payments for 9 water meter repair cost share assistance applications as reviewed by the committee in the amount of $4,225.17. This motion carried 8 yes, 0 no, and I so move. Second.
Questions, comments? Roll call.
Holmes,
Abstain.
Ottershell,
Yes.
Keener,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Seibert.
Yes.
Staley, yes. Stair,
Yes.
Weiss,
Yes.
Yates,
Yes.
Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Richard,
Yes.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Eberspacher,
Yes.
Elge,
Yes.
Miller.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Item C. 3 new applications for Chemigation cost share have been authorized. 19 have been completed and reviewed by staff and are recommended for final cost payment, for a final payment cost of $15,225.73. A list is attached. Motion to make cost share payments for 19 Chemigation cost share assistance applications in the amount of $15,225.73. This motion carried 8 yes, 0 no, and I so move.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Questions? Roll call.
Ottershell,
Yes.
Keener,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Seibert.
Yes.
Staley, yes. Stair,
Yes.
Weiss,
No.
Yates,
Yes.
Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Richard.
Yes.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Eberspacher,
Yes.
Elge,
Yes.
Holmes,
Abstain.
Miller.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Item D, the committee reviewed the irrigated acres certification for 17 parcels totaling 1,248.99 acres, yielding an increase in irrigated acres of 136.80 acres. The total irrigated acres within the district is now 1,250,899.83 acres. Motion to certify acres changes as presented to the committee. This motion carried 7 yes, 0 no, and 1 abstention. And I so move. Second.
Moved, seconded. Questions? Roll call.
Keener,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Seibert,
Yes.
Staley, yes. Stair,
Abstain.
Weiss,
Yes.
Yates,
Yes.
Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Richard,
Yes.
Dickinson.
Yes.
Eberspacher.
Yes.
Elge,
Yes.
Holmes,
Abstain.
Ottershell,
Yes.
Keener, excuse me, Miller.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Item E, University of Nebraska Vadostone Study. An invoice was received from the University of Nebraska for work completed May 1st, 2026 through May 31st, 2026, in the amount of $5,326.37. The invoice covers testing for samples. The final report is due December of 2026. Motion to pay the University of Nebraska for work completed May 1st, 2026 through May 31st, 2026 in the amount of $5,326.37. This motion carried 7 yes, 1 no, and I so move.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Questions, comments? Roll call. Oh.
I just want to know, when is this study going to be completed? And so we can look at it.
December of 26th. What? That was the extension we gave them.
Correct. Yeah, it was supposed to be done in June, but with the time delay that they had because of COVID and stuff, we got an extension until December of this year. That's all.
But the dollars didn't change at the time.
So is it gonna be, open to the public then? I mean, cause I'll be off board. I'm
Yeah,
very interested
yes,
in what
yeah,
it is.
once we get this full study and report, we'll publish it on the website.
Any other questions? Roll call.
Peterson,
Yes.
Seibert,
Yes.
Staley, yes. Stair,
Yes.
Weiss,
Yes.
Yates,
Yes.
Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Richard,
Yes.
Dickinson,
No.
Eversbacher,
Yes.
Elge,
Yes.
Holmes,
Abstain.
Otter Shell,
Yes.
Keener,
No.
Miller,
No.
Motion carried.
Item F, rules enforcement update. Number 1, lift order of cease and desist. And there were none of those this month. Second one was issue orders cease and desist phase 2 and 3 reporting. For failure to submit 2025-2026 phase 2 and 3 reporting in Hastings Management Area, staff provided a list of producers who have not complied with Rule 5, Chapter 20, Paragraph 06, annual reporting requirements. Staff had followed the steps outlined in the district rules and regulations and issued a complaint notice, violation notice, and an intent to issue an order of cease and desist schedule for compliance notice. A list of producers who are out of compliance is attached. Motion to issue order of cease and desist to all producers listed on the attached 2025-2026 phase 2 and 3 Hastings Management Area spreadsheet for being out of compliance with phase 2 and 3 and Hastings Management Area as stated in Rule 5, Chapter 20, Paragraph 06. That motion carried 8 yes, 0 no, and I so move.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Comments? Roger.
Where's the list at?
It was a separate page. It's, was at the bottom of your packets there.
Looks something like
It would
this.
look like this.
I believe these names should be read into the record. The names on here, before I list them. They're all, well, those in bold after we,
Correct, though, if, on those that, you see that those are enlisted in bold, because of eventually when, as our rule gets changed, Rule 5 and the removal of the dry land. After that goes into effect in August and September, we can go ahead and remove these from the cease and desist order. So we'll have action taken in September to remove those from the.
We technically have to keep moving forward with it at the moment.
Right.
so the names that are on this are Matthew Adams, AF Farms Incorporated, care of Adam Fritz, Mike Anderson, Charles J. Augustine, Christopher Hodder, Jeff Perry, Clint Reykjavik, Louis E. Robbie Roberts, Luann Thole, and Jeff Bojata. Thought I was doing good through that one. So. Never mind. Any other comments, questions? Roll call.
Seibert,
Yes.
Staley, yes. Stair,
Yes.
Weiss,
Yes.
Yates,
Yes.
Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Richard,
Yes.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Eversbacher,
Yes.
Elge,
Yes.
Holmes,
Abstain.
Otter Shell,
Yes.
Keener,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Motion carried.
Number 3, issue orders of cease and desist phase 3 water samples. For phase 3 irrigation water sample nitrate analysis, staff has provided a list of operators who have not submitted irrigation water samples to be tested for nitrates at least once every 3 years. Staff have followed the steps outlined in the district's rules and regulations and issued a complaint notice, violation notice, and an intent to issue an order of cease and desist schedule of compliance notice. A list of producers who are out of compliance is attached. Motion to issue order of cease and desist to all producers listed on the attached Phase 3 water sample spreadsheet for being out of compliance with Phase 3 irrigation water nitrate analysis as stated in Rule 5, Chapter 24, Paragraph 03. This motion carried 8 yes, 0 no, and I so move.
Second.
And that's the two names. is
That's
all
the two
filed.
names, correct.
And those two names are AF Farms, Inc., care of Adam Fritz, and
Wellman.
Michael and Amanda Wellman, care of Michael Wellman. Any other comments, questions? Roll call.
Staley, yes. Stair,
Yes.
Weiss,
Yes.
Yates,
Yes.
Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Richard,
Yes.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Eberspacher,
Yes.
Elge,
Yes.
Holmes,
Abstain.
Ottershell,
Yes.
Keener,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Seibert,
Yes.
Miller.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Item G, the EA Engineering Science invoice. An invoice in the amount of $11,565.15 was received from EA Engineering Sciences for work completed June 20 through 24, 2026 for the Upper Big Blue NRD soil sampling project. EA 64395-01-00-LS. Work completed includes the June shallow sampling, which includes 9 shallow vents completed for a total of 27 8-foot cores collected for analysis. Motion to pay EA Engineering Science for work completed June 22 through 24, 2026 in the amount of $11,565.15. This motion carried 8 yes, 0 no, and I so move.
Second.
Are those dates correct? It's just 2 days?
Yes. Yes, that's correct.
Any other questions, comments? Roll call.
Short spirit.
Stair,
Yes.
Weiss,
Yes.
Yates,
Yes.
Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Richard,
Yes.
Dickinson.
Yes.
Eberspacher,
Yes.
Elge,
Yes.
Holmes,
Abstain.
Ottershell,
Yes.
Keener,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Seibert,
Yes.
Staley, yes. Miller.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Item H, adoption of revised Rule 5 effective August 21st, 2026. A hearing was held at the Upper Big Blue Natural Resources District office on June 18th, 2026 on proposed changes to the district's Rule 5 groundwater management area rules and regulations. To remove dry land and irrigated tracts smaller than 25 acres from reporting and providing the district with language to request voluntary reporting on those tracts. There were no public comments provided on these changes in the rule. DWEE was also notified of the proposed changes and provided an email after the hearing, and the department had no issues with the changes. A copy of the hearing transcript was available for review. After the discussion, the following motion is forwarded to the full board. Motion to adopt and amend rules as published and adopt the Upper Big Blue Natural Resources District Order amending rules. Effective date amendment, August 21st, 2026. This motion carried 8 yes, 0 no, and I so.
Second.
Moved second. Questions, comments? Roll call.
Weiss,
Yes.
Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Richard,
Yes.
Dickinson.
Yes.
Eberspacher.
Yes.
Elge,
Yes.
Holmes,
Abstain.
Ottershell,
Yes.
Keener,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Seibert,
Yes.
Staley, yes. Stair,
Yes.
Yates,
Yes.
Miller.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Discussion and no action items. Item I, monitoring well Giltner. Staff has received well designs for 3 monitoring wells west of Giltner. The information has been included in the request for proposal. Staff will mail out RFP to 14 well drillers around the district with a bid request by August 10th, 2026, and will present the information to the Water and Regulations Committee on the August 11th committee meeting. Well permit summary, there were 2 new well permits issued in June, and there are currently 12,274 active wells, irrigation wells in the district. Additional info, copy was of Jared Fling's Integrated Water Program Specialist April activity log was included in the packet. Also, staff had an iPad not able to download updates because there was not enough free memory space. The iPads are 5 years old. Staff is asking if the board could consider adding 6 new iPads to next year's budget. Staff estimates replacing the iPads would cost around $4,200. And that concludes my report.
Thank you.
Well, yeah, I've got one thing. I had a very interesting conversation with a young gentleman, and he was wanting to know why he got so many notices, for sampling and stuff like that. Is that your, Dee Dee, is that what you take care of? Okay, who takes care of doing that? Sending the notices out?
Yeah, the notices for the water quality sampling, that's Emily Addison is actually the one that's in taking care of the water quality stuff. And then I oversee that and I sign all of them, so.
Okay, I told him I would check into it. I would appreciate if you would send this gentleman a letter telling him why he got all these notices and what for. I guess that's part of.
And the reason is it's part of our rules that this is the process that we are required to go through for notification for them to comply with our rules and regulations.
So that's fine, but would you, it's Royce Yeager. And if you know Royce, but I need to have you send him a letter and explain why he got all of these notices. Cause I didn't know.
Yeah.
So
Like I
I
said,
would appreciate if you would, and don't cut the letter short, just say this because I don't want to have to talk to him again, so. So.
I will do my
give him
best
some
to
value.
explain it as fully as possible.
That would be fine if you would. Thank you.
Yeah. There's no other comments. We'll go on to,
All right.
I'll let Richard take
Pro-
over.
Projects and Programs Committee met last Thursday at 7:28 at the NRD office in York. Committee members present were myself, Eberspacher, Keener, Miller, Staley, Yates, and other staff members and directors as listed. Action items, land treatment program. There were no new land treatment applications. The Nebraska Department of Water, Energy, and Environment has put a hold on the Nebraska Soil and Water Conservation Program funding. 3 NSWCP projects approved for payment in June will be switched to NRD funding in July. The committee reviewed the land treatment funding summary. Motion that the Upper Big Blue NRD approve payment of 1 completed NRD reverse osmosis system project with a total cost of $500 as reviewed by the committee. That motion carried 6 yes, 0 no, and I so move.
Second.
Been moved, seconded. Comments? Roll call.
Yates,
Yes.
Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony. Richard,
Yes.
Dickinson.
Yes.
Eberspacher.
Yes.
Elge,
Yes.
Holmes,
Abstain.
Ottershell,
Yes.
Keener,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Seibert,
Yes.
Staley, yes. Stair,
Yes.
Weiss,
No.
Miller.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Next, motion that the Upper Big Blue NRD approve payment of 11 completed NRD land treatment projects with the cost share of $50,000 $637.28 as reviewed by the committee. That motion carried 6 yes, 0 no, and I so move.
Second.
Moved, seconded.
Everspacher.
Questions? Roll call.
Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Richard,
Yes.
Dickinson.
Yes.
Everspacher,
Yes.
Elge,
Yes.
Holmes,
Abstain.
Hunter Shell,
Yes.
Keener,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Seibert.
Yes.
Staley, yes. Stair,
Yes.
Weiss,
Yes.
Yates,
Yes.
Miller.
Yes. Motion carried.
Does
Motion carried.
Anthony, do you want to pass?
No, thank you.
Sure.
Go ahead. Okay. Next item, Recharge Lake Sediment Removal Design. ER Engineering submitted a brief update and invoice for $21,414.54 covering June 1st, 2026 through June 30th, 2026 for work on the Recharge Lake Sediment Project. EA submitted the 75% design to staff on July 8th. Staff will make the 75% report available to board members. Due to the upcoming due date for the Nebraska Environmental Trust Grant applications, which is September 8th, instead of advertising for consultants to put together an application for the recharge improvements, NRD staff will draft an application. Cooperating agencies will review the NRD's application. Motion that the Upper Big Blue NRD approve a payment of $21,414.54 to EA Engineering for work completed on the Recharge Lake Sediment Retention System Design Project from June 1st through June 30th of 2026 as reviewed by the committee. Motion carried 6 yes, 0 no, and I so move.
Second.
Did you get one of them?
I got one.
Okay. Comments, questions? Roll call.
Anthony,
Yes.
Richard,
Yes.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Everspacher,
Yes.
Elge,
Yes.
Holmes,
Abstain.
Hunter Shell,
Yes.
Keener,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Seibert.
Yes.
Staley, yes. Stair,
Yes.
Weiss,
Yes.
Yates,
Yes.
Bethune,
Yes.
Miller.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Rule 6, Upper Big Blue NRD Park Regulation Signs. Staff contacted 4 companies to get quotes for making the new rules and regulation signs at the NRD rec areas. Staff received 3 bids and 2 of the companies did not submit bids. In order to complete the signs by the Rule 6 implementation date of July 28th, the signs need to be ordered prior to the July 23rd board meeting. One company included 2 bids, one with increased thickness for the large rule signs. Motion that the Upper Big Blue NRD approve ordering 56 updated Rule 6 signs from Precision Signs and Graphics of Bruning at an estimated cost of $8,774.50 for the 6 rec areas of the Upper Big Blue NRD. The order for the signs needs to be approved by the committee in order to meet the target date for implementation of the new rules, which is July 28th. Precision Signs and Graphics of Bruning needs an estimated 2 weeks from the order placement to complete the signs on time. The board will ratify this motion at the July 23rd board meeting. The motion carried 5 yes, 1 no, and I so move.
Second.
Moved and seconded. You see the bids in the packet. Is there any questions, comments?
So we need the 2 different thicknesses of signs? Is that what I'm understanding? Like the one that says.
The motion is the thicker one.
So it's all gonna be the thicker ones then?
Yeah.
That's the bid for the thicker signs.
Yeah. Any other questions? Roll call.
Richard,
Yes.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Eberspacher,
Yes.
Elge,
Yes.
Holmes,
Abstain.
Otter Shell,
Yes.
Keener. Peterson,
Yes.
Seibert,
Yes.
Staley, yes. Stair,
Yes.
Weiss,
Yes.
Yates,
No.
Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Miller.
You want to vote? Keener abstains, Miller votes no.
Next item, Oxbow Trails handrail payment. H&W Stair and Rail has completed the handrails for the sidewalk leading to the ADA fishing dock at Oxbow Trail Recreation Area. The NRD has already paid $3,000 for the materials to make the handrails. NRD staff picked up the handrails and installed them in the next 4 weeks. Motion that the Upper Big Blue NRD approve a payment of $5,549 to H&W Stair and Rail for building the handrails for the sidewalk leading to the ADA fishing dock at Oxbow Trails Recreation Area. That motion carried 6 yes, 0 no, and I so move.
Second.
Roger, good second. Any questions? Doug?
So we give them 3,000.
For the material.
Right. But yet, we're paying additional 55, 40 million.
Yeah, I believe that was the terms of it. Yeah.
It's the labor to make.
What?
It's the labor to make them.
All right.
Marie, can you help us out?
There was also from the time that they gave their quote to the time that we gave the go-ahead to make their handrails, there was a material increase, price increase in the materials.
Which we were made aware of at
Yes.
one of the committee meetings at least.
Yes, yep, Jack brought that to you guys to let you know.
Any other questions? Roll call.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Eberspacher,
Yes.
Elge,
Yes.
Holmes,
Abstain.
Otter Shell,
Yes.
Keener,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Seibert,
Yes.
Staley, yes. Stair,
Yes.
Weiss,
Yes.
Yates,
Yes.
Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Richard,
Yes.
Miller.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Discussion and no action items, publication and legal notice of the meeting, the Open Meetings Act, private dance program update, 2 dams that been completed and reimbursed in fiscal year 2026. The NRCS continues to work on initial plans for approved few private dams. None have proceeded to the formal application process, which requires a deposit and board approval prior to proceeding to final design. Nitrogen Reduction Incentive Act, staff continues to communicate with fiscal year 2027 Nitrogen Reduction Incentive Act applicants. Nitrogen Use Efficiency Program fiscal year 2027, staff continues to communicate with nitrogen use official applications. WQ PMP cover crop 2027, staff presented a write-up for the cover crop program for fiscal year 2027. The NRD will offer a 5-year tiered payment option of $50, $50, $40, $30, and $30 per acre with a $7,500 maximum to the water quality management plan target areas, which include the Beaver Creek watershed, the Lake Hastings watershed, and the wellhead protection areas. Cooperators must utilize cover crops for 5 years over a 6-year term. If cooperators do not complete the 5 years of cover crops, they will be required to reimburse the NRD 50% of the cost share fund they received. One Red opportunity for Nebraska staff from the Nebraska Department of Water, Energy and Environment did attend the 23rd or July 23rd board meeting, discussed the One Red program. Oxbow Trail supply well operation. Oxbow Trail has dropped approximately 19 inches since May 1st. The board's instructions are not to operate the supply well during the months of May, June, July, and August. Staff did receive a call from a Ulysses fisherman expressing concern about the lake level. Staff will continue to monitor the lake level and continue to update the board on the conditions. Henderson City Park, City of Henderson is planning on installing a new playground. A portion of the playground equipment will be ADA accessible. A group called Moms on a Mission is working with the City of Henderson. The city received a $100,000 York County Visitors Improvement Grant and is trying to raise the remainder of the estimated $400,000 cost for the playground. Henderson will come to a future project programs committee meeting to ask for assistance on NRD's Parks program. Additional information, Smith Creek Rec Area. The large group camping at Smith Creek had applied for and received a special use permit. The group had several RVs at the parking lot, but they did not cause any issues. Staff received a report that the person involved in the abandoned boat from a couple years ago had returned to Smith Creek. The boat was not registered, so there was no proof of ownership. The NRD did not send a bill to anyone for the towing and storage fees. Bruce Anderson Recreation Area. Staff received a request for someone to offer massages from the RV at the Recharge Lake Campground on a planned schedule. NRD rule states commercial and or private soliciting of any kind is prohibited, provided that this shall not apply to transactions with authorized concessions. And that is my report. Mr. Chairman. Yeah. Yeah, we can really start some rumors there, couldn't we? Mr. Chairman. Yes.
I've got another request.
Sure.
I got a phone call from a Mike Friesen. He said he talked to another board member. He got poo-pooed from him, whoever it was. And he called me and he wasn't real happy. Somebody needs to send this man a letter. Cause I don't know what to tell him. He's wondering why we would spend money on swings and stuff like that at the Henderson, whatever you're talking about, when they are all in good shape. So would somebody please from this committee send him a letter as to why we're doing it? And
They haven't even approached the committee yet, so there's no request in yet. So that would be premature. We'll have to wait until Henderson comes to a committee meeting and then we'll address his concern. But right now, the board, the district does not have any obligation to Henderson.
okay, can I be assured that if I'm not on the board and they do come and you give them the 10,000, that you will send this man a letter? Cause I really don't want him calling me again.
Drew?
Invite him to the meeting.
Yeah. Tell him to come to the meeting.
I can sure call and tell him, but don't kill the messenger. I got two calls this time, so.
We don't know when or if they're gonna make this request. We can just,
No, I need to get the hell off the board. That's what I need to do. You know what? You kind of think it's funny, but somebody like Mike Friesen is a very respectable citizen. He's not a Roy Shager if you're talking about up here. So I don't like to leave him hanging out in the middle of nowhere, because he's a very good citizen and good farmer. And he had a question. I couldn't answer it and didn't want to answer. So if you do offer or give him that, will somebody please send him a letter and tell him why and what the rules and regs are on it?
Like some funding assistance plan, like the NRD has nothing to do with evaluating their
Yeah, so, it's just like funding assistance, like the NRD has nothing to do with evaluating the existing playground. I think it's gonna be an ADA one or some ADA elements. But yeah, we can make them aware of like, I guess the funds,
Well, to be honest with you, if they're gonna come, you know that you're gonna approve something. And I just wanna make sure, cause I think he needs to be answered as to why, and I don't know how to explain it, but he was just,
Yeah.
you know.
his concern was the old one was still good.
The cost of it and why the taxpayer, that's the main thing, why the taxpayer should have to pay for, that was what he said, why the taxpayer should have to pay for swings and stuff like that, so if somebody could do that, I would really appreciate it.
Sure, we'll make him aware of it. Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
That's the end of my phone calls. You're not done.
We got one more committee to report. There's no other questions on projects. We'll go to exec. Bill?
The executive committee met at 7 PM on Tuesday, July 21st, 2026 at the NRD office in York. Committee members present were Miller, Keener, Staley, Buthain, Bohadi, Yates, Siebert, Howdershell. Chairman Miller acknowledged that the legal notice of the committee meeting for the July 21st, 2026 had been published in the York News Times. Miller advised those in attendance that the Open Meeting Act is posted by the entrance to the boardroom. Action item A, director's second quarter per diem and expenses. The executive committee reviewed the director's per diem and expenses for this past quarter. Totals for the second quarter director's per diem are $7,700 and expenses are $6,362.98 for a total expenditure of $14,062.98. Individual expense vouchers were available for review. Motion to approve payment of second quarter 2026 directors per diem of $7,700 and expenses of $6,362.98 for a total of $14,062.98 and to publish these approved expenditures in the June 2026 financial report, except that each director who has per diem and or reimbursement of expenses included in such financial report abstains from voting for the approval of his or her own per diem and or expense reimbursement. That motion carried 7 yes, 0 no, and I so move.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Peterson? Questions, comments? Roll call.
Eberspacher,
Yes.
Elge,
Yes.
Holmes, Howdershell,
Yes.
Keener,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Siebert,
Yes.
Staley, yes. Stair,
Yes.
Weiss,
Yes.
Yates,
Yes.
Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Richard,
Yes.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Miller.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Item B, resolution to confirm NARD 457 deferred compensation plan offering in-plan Roth rollover contributions and rollover transfers. The NARD Board of Directors approved amending the NARD 457 deferred compensation plan to offer in-plan Roth rollover contributions and rollover transfers effective November 1st, 2026. Action needs to be taken by the Upper Big Blue NRD Board ratifying this action. This resolution needs to be approved and signed and dated by your board chair. The resolution is attached. Motion to approve resolution amending the NARD 457 deferred compensation plan, approving an in-plan Roth rollover contributions and rollover transfers effective November 1st, 2026. That motion carried 7 yes, 0 no, and I so move.
Second.
Moved and seconded. We have discussed this before and gave Paul permission to go ahead with it, so.
So last time you approved it was to set up the program, but then they neglected to put the retirement funds that were available into the policy, so that's all it's doing, yeah.
Okay. Any questions? Paul can answer. Roll call.
Elge,
Yes.
Holmes,
Abstain.
Hattershell,
Yes.
Keener,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Seibert,
Yes.
Staley, yes. Stair,
Yes.
Weiss,
Yes.
Yates,
Yes.
Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Richard,
Yes.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Everspacher,
Yeah.
Miller,
Yes.
Motion carried.
Item C, fiscal year 26 shared services salary reimbursement. The Lower Platte North NRD submitted an invoice in the amount of $15,553.42 for the salary and benefits of the Butler County NRCS secretary position for work performed in the fiscal year 26. Motion to approve payment of $15,553.42 to the Lower Platte North NRD for the Upper Big Blue NRD's portion of the Butler County NRCS secretary position for work performed in the fiscal year 26. That motion carried 7 yes, 0 no, and I so move.
Second.
Any comments? Roll call.
Holmes,
Abstain.
Hattershell,
Yes.
Keener,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Seibert,
Yes.
Staley, yes. Stair,
Yes.
Weiss,
Yes.
Yates,
Yes.
Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Richard,
Yes.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Everspacher,
Yes.
Elge,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Motion carried.
Item D, fiscal year 2027 draft consolidated budget. Eichenberg recommended the approval of the additional 1% restricted funds authority. The board will need to take action to approve the additional 1% restricted funds authority. An affirmative vote of 3/4 of the majority of those present in voting are required to pass. Motion to approve an increase in the total budgeted restricted funds authority by an additional 1%. That motion carried 4 yes, 3 no, and I so move.
Second.
Moved and seconded. I think we have discussed this every year. Can you give us a real brief what that does for us, Dave?
What that does, it has no effect on tax asking for this current year. It puts us the ability to use 1% additional down the road if we needed to. So if we ran into the lid exception amount, we could pull from this 1%.
Basically, an emergency 1% if we needed it. And again, as stated, we have to have 75%. So if everyone votes, we need 12 positive votes to pass it. It's not staying vote. Any comments? Yeah. Go.
How many times have we had to dip into that 1%?
We
In the
haven't had it
past.
available the last few years, but before that, I don't ever remember. Roger, do you?
I don't know. I don't remember ever using it. It's project approved. That's like the time over the last 20 years, essentially has, if we've never had to dip into it, there if we have to.
I'm new here. I would just ask, if it's for an emergency, why couldn't you just, when the emergency happened, then you vote on the
Because it has to be passed with the budget during the budget time. You can't go back after the fact and say, oops, we need some additional money and then make the request. It has to be done proactive instead of reactive.
So what would 1% be if we actually used it or needed it?
$25,857.
If you look at on the cover sheet of the budget in front of you, you can see at the middle of the page, we have a 2.5% allowed increase and then 1%. So
I left it on.
you didn't think
I didn't bring.
Did everybody pick up a budget?
No, not that. No. That's financial report.
They all have the. Okay. We need, you guys got it. Thank you. Got one more, else I'll have to go make copies. Anybody else need a copy? We're gonna.
It hasn't changed. It hasn't changed since Tuesday, has it? Okay. Hang on. Does everyone understand what we're voting on? Is there any other questions or comments? Roll call.
Huttershelt,
Yes.
Keener,
No.
Peterson,
No.
Seibert,
No.
Staley, yes. Stair,
Yes.
Weiss,
No.
Yates,
Yes.
Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
No.
Richard,
No.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Eberspacher,
No.
Elge,
No.
Holmes,
Abstain.
Miller.
Yes. Motion fails.
What's the count?
7 to 13.
We have 7
Seven,
yes and 8 no.
7 and 8, yeah. 7 yes, 8 no's.
A draft of the fiscal year 27 consolidated budget was presented to the committee. Total tax asking in this draft is an increase of 4.05% compared to the fiscal year 26 budget. Eigenberg provided a brief presentation outlining the budget process and rationale behind the proposed budget. Motion to adopt the draft fiscal year 27 consolidated budget for the purpose of a public hearing. That motion carried 7 yes, 0 no, and I so move.
Second.
Been moved, seconded. Mr. Yates, did you have a comment?
Yes.
Richard?
What? Yeah.
I'm not overexcited about taking, I think there's 50,000 coming out of the sinking fund, put into the general fund. And I think a way to offset that some, or maybe most of it. And one thing that doesn't amount to too much in the storm damaged trees, it's in the budget for 2,000, you know, we could pull that out. But the big thing is in the land treatment, under projects, last year we budgeted 220,000 and now it's 250,000. I'd like to keep that at 220,000. So there'd be 30,000 right there. And then the other thing that I'm a little hesitant about is the archery range bridge. I think that's put in there budgeted at 25,000. And taking those out, you know, that'd be that 50,000. So I think that would lower, you know, our budget just a little bit, but I'd like to see those things done.
Anthony.
I agree with Lynn here. I'm assuming taking the money out, we don't want to put like our increase too much or stay there. Why would you take that out of the system? Not there, we don't keep it there for a reason. Why we're pulling money out for budget, like why are we, is the high, is it that, you know, be a little misleading percent of the increase we have? I don't know. It's still fairly new here too.
The bridge needs to be replaced, or is there one now?
Before you start saying that, the project construction cost, the $25,000 that you're referring to, $15,000 is the bridge. $2,500 are for trees for Overland Park. $2,500 are for trees for Oxbow, and there's a $5,000 contingency for fire rings, barbecue pits, that kind of stuff that are damaged at our rec area. So when you say the 25,000, that's not the bridge only. There's only 15,000 for the bridge itself.
I stand corrected. Thanks, Dave.
Yeah, I think the bridge does need to be replaced if we want to mow. There's like a little island almost back there, like, and if we want to mow in there, it would probably need to be replaced, I think.
What we have now is not safe.
Not safe, yeah.
Is there a better place for the archery range?
You mean as a whole?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a good question. Probably not, really. Probably not.
The archery range is to the west side, across the road. It's across the road. And they still do some upkeep and stuff for us, right?
I think they're transitioning to not doing as much.
We took over the mowing this year. They came and wanted us to purchase a new mower for them.
Yeah.
I said that we would not. We had mowing machines available. So we go out and we mow the trails for them. They do all the target maintaining and hanging and functioning of tournaments and that kind of stuff. We don't do any of the organization, but we do mow the access to the shooting trails.
When you say they, who's
Yeah,
they?
who's they?
It is a association of archers that was very active probably 10 years ago. It's kind of went down to 1 or 2 people now. Can you help me out with the gentleman's name?
Steve New Year.
Is the lead person. He's the one we communicate with.
So is that our land or who? Okay.
Yes, that's the floodplain of Recharge.
That's on the west side, just
Yeah.
across the road there.
And when you talk about relocating the archery range, I would hate to put it any closer to the rec area because of the use of archers. It's kind of off to its own little thing, off to its side. And we have installed a outside toilet. It's a primitive toilet. It's a vault. It's not a vaulted, but there is a restroom back there for them too.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Yates.
I would like to amend the motion on accepting the proposed budget by pulling out 30,000 out of the land treatment and 2,000 out of the storm damage tree.
You have
And,
pages and numbers.
okay, under forestry, the storm damaged tree is line 54.
The page, the number on the top is probably, is it 24?
24, page 24, line. What?
54, I think.
40.
54.
Yeah, 54.
Yeah.
You're correct. You're correct.
And there's $2,000 there.
For those of you who weren't here the other night, there are page numbers, but they're not in order.
Come on, guys.
And then the land treatment is under the project section, line number 47.
Lynn, can we go by each one you want to poll and vote on each one? Or
Well,
want to keep it all together?
I can, change that, yeah, and do.
I'd go by each one, Lynn.
Okay.
Why don't you do it all together and then if that goes?
I agree.
The motion,
fine, too.
there is a motion on the floor.
Yes.
And
No, yeah, there's a motion, mine's an amendment.
There is an amendment on the floor, and that's the second. The amendment is those two items together.
So the trees and
For this amendment. Trees and.
Marie, I got a lot more wrote down too, but if you want to keep going, but that's.
What's the will of the maker and the second? What, are you done making your motion?
I'm done.
Okay,
I'm done.
all right,
then a second.
okay.
So is the amendment agree the wishes of the maker?
What was that, Marie?
Is the amendment
Oh.
agree?
To remove from the storm damage treatment?
It was 30,000.
30,000.
Yes, 30, please.
I have this is totally unrelated. I mean, it's unrelated to this, but with the budget. What would it take if our goal is to save the 50,000 in the sinking fund, would we need to eliminate 0.2% from every department? I mean, overall, is that possible instead of trying to act certain things? I mean, just the thought, I'm asking Dave that, is that feasible or possible?
It's probably possible. There's probably a higher probability of being out of code. Well, how do you say that, Sarah? When you have a violation, you have a violation of the state form. If you started dwindling down percentage, I'd rather take out line items like what Lynn is talking about, so we can have a clear. Because Sarah's done 90% of all the work on the state budget form already on this, and it's much easier for her to take out programs rather than a percentage. Everything.
That makes sense. I just asking.
We do not want the state auditor looking to.
No, I mean, I thought probably there were certain things that would be exempt from elimination, because that's what you're saying.
Yeah.
On the amendment, which is 30,000 from projects and 2,000 from forestry. Is there any comments, questions? Yeah.
Hey, Mr. Chairman, I don't know if this relates directly to the amendment, but then I would like to not take 50,000 out of the sinking fund, but that has to be a separate amendment.
It's not part of the amendment. as
Okay.
Stated.
I have a question. When are you planning on making, or will there be another one to do the additional 18, or are we just doing 32? Because I'm confused.
Well,
Right now, we're just doing 32. If we want to do any more, we have to amend it. I'm sorry. Sorry, John.
You're right. Any other comments on the amendment? Anybody have questions or need it read again? It's on the wall. Roll call.
Keener,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Seibert,
Yes.
Staley, yes. Stair,
Yes.
Weiss,
Yes.
Yates,
Yes.
Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Richard,
Yes.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Eberspacher,
Yes.
Elge,
Yes.
Holmes,
Abstain.
Ottershell,
Yes.
Miller.
No.
Motion carried. No, 14 yes and 1 no, and 1 abstain.
Kendall.
When we were going through the budget initially, I was thinking we had agreed to replace 2 pickups at one point. Is that still in the budget as that or no?
No. No, to answer your question, in an early addition to a budget, there was 2 used pickups listed. We never intended to trade them both off in 1 year. It was to pick from one of the 2 for a trade-in, but we were only purchasing 1 vehicle. I thought we. That is correct. One of the first additions, maybe the second addition to the budget, there was a purchase of 2 lawnmowers for a total of $20,000. I took one of those lawnmowers out, so there's just a purchase of 1 lawnmower, and we will decide when we go to trade it off which lawnmower is in the worst shape, trade that one off and have 1 used one and 1 new one.
Budget, there's currently 1 pickup. Is that the one that we're gonna trade for a 3/4 ton?
Yes.
Pull-in?
If you go to the water department, budget, line 56 on page 30, you can see there's $54,000. That is for the probe, the Gettings probe. The one underneath that, line 57, is auto and trucks for $65,000. That is for the truck that we could utilize in the water department to carry the probe around.
Well, maybe this is, maybe I shouldn't. Do you get bids send up bids for that lawnmower to different places or do you just go to is there one guy?
We have a stipulation that it has to be a grasshopper lawnmower because of the attachments we already have for snow removal. So we will put out a bid for a grasshopper lawnmower and put it for a diesel engine because of the use that we have. And then it is open for any grasshopper dealer that's in the district or out of district to bid on it. But that's how we do it. It's not just one vendor that we go after. It's a RFP that goes out. Any vendor that has a grasshopper lawnmower that wishes to bid has the ability to bid.
And how do they find out that you're wanting bids on it?
We have a list of in-district grasshopper dealers that we send it to. We have a website. Our website has a bid tab on it that if you're interested in bidding or looking at what we're looking at bidding, you can click on that. So a lot of times when we get a call, we can direct them to our website rather than trying to tell them what the RFP standards are.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Yates.
And I'm going to direct this question maybe to Dave and Sarah. So instead of taking that 50,000 out of that sinking fund, we leave it in the sinking fund. And then with the way this amendment went, that lowers the other 32,000. So do we need an amendment to keep that sinking fund in place, or I guess I don't know the proper.
That would be,
The
as
way
far
to do it.
as far as Robert's rules, it needs to be incorporated into the current motion or a separate motion to not remove $50,000 from the sinking fund. So you can amend the current motion since you're or we can make a second motion saying not to remove $50,000 for sinking. That's true. It'd have to be basically.
It's part of the budget. You can amend the budget. Yes. Yeah, you could, if you want to change what's coming out of the sinking fund, it is part of the budget. You can make an amendment to the current motion, which is to pass the budget.
Well, we haven't voted on the amendment on the floor right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't.
Yeah, now we're back to the motion as amended.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I think.
The motion's off the floor then that was to amend. So now if you want to remove the 50,000, you'll have to make a new motion saying to
Amendment.
a new amendment to the budget, leaving the $50,000 in sinking and not to bring it into this year's.
Roger.
And before that, you do that, you're gonna have to find 18,000 more that you wanna take out of there because it's gonna throw the budget out of whack otherwise, because you're gonna be short.
All it would do is be increased from the 4.05 to some greater percentage. So instead of having $50,000, it would be 38,000. So I think that's doable. It would just increase the tax asking by
By $18,000. Because we've just taken 32 out of it.
What did we figure the other night? Kendall, you had that number.
What, every 50,000 was 1% or something like that?
$10,000 change in the budget causes it to go up or down 0.28%.
$18,000 to like 0.48. 4.5.
Mr.
Lynn.
Well,
there's a lot of notes.
Oh, yeah. You guys keep back. I got a big correction, I don't understand.
Maybe we ought to buy 15 lottery tickets tonight real quick, see.
But that bridge, but I was off on that a little bit out there, that's where another 25 was gonna come from. And then I had a question on Elbin and Water, but that was on, I didn't know why the machinery and equipment went up, but that was for that deep probe. So, and I got that answered, so, yeah, that's where I came up with some of that.
Bill.
So, I mean, just to keep it simple, we're moving $350,000. No, we're not moving. We are allotting $350,000 to go into our general fund. We could just turn that into $332,000 and that would solve our problem. Dave, you want to comment on that?
I would just need to know what line items that's going to be different. We just can't change an amount. I need to know.
But you're talking about the
$350,000 that we.
Yeah, that is a line item.
That is a line.
Yeah.
Give me a second.
No, I'm not.
You're
talking cash on hand?
Yeah, the reserve. The cash reserve. Cash reserve.
I mean, are you comfortable with?
No.
We had problems this last year where we were very close.
I mean, thousands of dollars close to not making payroll for 1 month. And that was because our tax from the counties take a little bit of time to get to us. And we had payroll that was due to our employees on the 7th. So there was about 10 or 15 days there that I was worried that we were gonna have to go borrow some money against operating, and that would not be a good fiscal responsibility for me, for a board to borrow money to meet payroll. I think we need to have a little bit more money. As you remember, my first draft had $500,000 request instead of 350. And I gave up 150,000 out of mine back to 350 to make it 4%. I'd be much easier, Bill, just to have the tax asking go up by 3/10, 4/10, whatever it was. 4/10.
I think Lynn's goal was to keep the $50,000 from leaving a sinking.
Yeah.
That we can do.
Yeah, well, another option is to the 50,000, so we're 18,000. Or I didn't come up with 18,000, so just take, 18,000 out of the sinking fund. And go to general, but would that leave the percentage of asking the 4.05 the same? Or does it work that
Yeah,
way?
theoretically, it would be the same.
But that's not what I would really like.
Personally, as a manager, I prefer to have the tax asking go up by 4/10 and leave sinking fund alone rather than just taking a very small portion out of sinking fund.
Marie?
I mean, I understand where you're coming from on not wanting to pull from the sinking fund, because that's there for capital improvements. But the money that we're looking to pull out is gonna go for capital improvements. It's gonna be used to repair 2 dams that we hold easements on. So really, the money that's coming out isn't just going into the general fund, it's going for a capital improvement.
Oh, I was under the impression the other night that it was 50,000 out of the sinking going into the general fund.
No.
To be used for capital improvement on the cured in place pipe dam improvements that we have to make on 2 easements.
Okay.
So we have, before I say it, let me. Like a repair. Yeah, but it's an easement.
So now you want to withdraw it after we already passed.
There's no amendment on the floor.
No,
I know. The one after we passed.
The one's done.
Yeah.
So if you go to under projects 502, which is line 44, we have $210,000 in there. $100,000 is obligated to we're going to pick between Johnson Creek and Hoft, H-O-E, Hoft, is that? Yeah, so there's 175,000 in there for the improvement of 2 dams under easement. That would be capital improvements.
And what's on the screen, I never made an amendment.
Okay.
yet.
To remove them.
No, there's no amendment on the floor that I'm.
No, great, yeah.
Bill?
Yeah. And I guess, but we could leave it the way it is right now. And let the asking go up just that small amount. I mean, I'd be fine with that.
Keener?
We could go to 1 committee meeting a month and it would probably save us $18,000.
I second that.
I didn't hear that as a motion.
We tried that and the people who were pushing it didn't show up.
It was one time we've done it this year, it's worked.
But that was one time, but when we tried doing it for like 3 months, we were short of people that didn't show up.
I mean, we could, if you want to start nitpicking a budget, you could save money by some of these going to California. Employee, I mean, one deal in the winter would easily save 18,000. I mean, you could nitpick the budget all night. I mean, I had another, this is totally just something popped in my mind. Okay, Dave, you're retiring December 1st. So is your salary, is that being accounted for that? There's gonna be a gap. We may not have a manager for 2 months.
There might be an overlap.
There could be an overlap, or there might be 2 months where there's no manager salary.
In my past
Or
experience.
how's that work? Yeah.
You use that savings as staff savings as moving expenses for the new manager or different managers. So I only have $10,000 in the current budget in front of you for a search for the general manager. That is only for the physical search, not moving expenses, not his salary or her salary. So.
Well, I get that. I mean, me, I would eliminate one next winter, one of them, the winter conferences. There's no employees or directors go, you'd easily save $18,000. That's just odd.
That 18,000, or 18,000, don't get hung up on that. That's just, well, you know, but the things that I want to take it out, you know, that's just a number. And in there, you know, we could have taken out, you know, 49,000, had $1,000, but so, you know, that's.
Well, I'm just saying is,
We're talking about a dollar. Let's talk about what line number do we want to affect if we want to change something?
So Bill, on your one night or cutting out 2 meetings in that second week, what would you say? You're talking about going to 2 meetings per month.
It's only 6 months.
it's only 6 months, because in the winter time, we're already here, plus we did it once already, all of us, so it's 6 months.
And then to make it worse, it's not following the budget cycle.
That's true. Correct. It's not what? Yeah.
I mean, it's not following the budget cycle, like our, you know, our one meeting a month is.
We're November through May doesn't follow the budget cycle.
Yeah,
I mean, it would, eventually it would help. But right now, you know, November through May does not follow our budget cycle.
Oh, but Bill, what you're going at is a good idea.
Yeah, I agree.
Thanks. Like salaried people, they get comp time, that's unproductive time, they come twice.
Yeah.
Why not just have one meeting? Then they try to productive, but I mean, it's one way to just.
I mean, it's, if I was an employee, I wouldn't want to be here another night.
I would, but
I don't, maybe the employees, this is for another discussion, but maybe they want to be here. I don't know.
Roger.
Call for the questions. Second.
It's moved and seconded to call for question. Roll call.
Oh, you're calling the question. You gotta, you're voting on the question.
majority.
The roll call is for the call of the question.
I just wanted to make that clear.
And the call of
That's
the
not, that's
question.
not what's on the screen.
Oh, I'm sorry, I can't read the screens. The motion is the call of the question. That's a priority motion which has no discussion. Roll call.
Yes.
Hebert,
Yes.
Haley, yes. Stare,
Yes.
Weiss,
Yes.
Yates,
Yes.
Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Richard.
Yes.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Eberspacher.
Yes.
Elge,
Yes.
Holmes,
Abstain.
Otter Shell,
Yes.
Keener,
Yes.
Miller.
Yes,
Motion carried.
question has been called. We will now vote on the main motion as amended, which is the budget in front of you as amended. Roll call.
Siebert,
Yes.
Staley. Yes. Stair,
Yes.
Weiss,
Yes.
Yates,
Yes.
Bethune,
No.
Anthony,
Yes.
Richard.
Yes.
Yes.
Eberspacher,
Yes.
Elge,
Yes.
Holmes,
Abstain.
Ottershell,
Yes.
Keener,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Miller.
Yes.
Motion carried, 14 yes. No, 15 yes and 1 no.
Good, one abstention in
And
there.
1 abstention.
Mr. Chairman, for a point of clarification for me, I'm the one that missed numbers and pages, so I'm a little slow. Is the 50,000, you didn't remove the 50,000,
Still there.
so it's still there.
Amended,
So you approved the budget with the 50,000 coming out. Okay, I'm just with those cuts.
Yeah.
The tax asking will
The
drop.
asking will drop. Okay, it'll drop, instead of go up.
Yes. Yeah.
We're leaving the money
Sinking fund will have $50,000 removed, and it will go to capital purchases on the improvements to the easement dams that we have easements on.
Asking will down probably.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna guess on that.
Mr. Chairman, I apologize for messing with the proposed budget. I'm sorry. I can leave if you want me to.
No, we need a discussion on this.
No, this was what we're
One
here
comment
for.
I will make. The budgets that were forwarded out of the committees, if we would have went with them, the tax asking would have been around 11. And staff made a whole bunch of cuts. So there's a lot of work that gone on in the last month. So we appreciate staff for all they've done on this. Bill, you're still on the committee.
Oh, yeah. I'm just bringing more cuts.
The dates for the 2 public hearings need to be set so the proper public notices can be published. In the past, public hearings have coincided with the August and September board meetings. The board will need to take action to schedule the fiscal year 27 budget hearing from 7 p.m. Thursday, August 2026, and the special public hearing to the fiscal year 27 tax requests for 7 p.m. Thursday, September 17th, 2026. Regular monthly board meetings will also occur on these dates. Motion to schedule the fiscal year 27 budget hearing for 7 p.m. Thursday, August 20th, 2026, and the fiscal year 27 tax request hearing for 7 p.m. Thursday, September 17th, 2026. That motion carried 7 yes, 0 no, and I so move.
Second.
Questions? Roll call.
Staley, yes. Stair,
Yes.
Weiss,
Yes.
Yates,
Yes.
Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Richard,
Yes.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Eberspacher, Elge,
Yes.
Holmes,
Yes.
Ottershell,
Yes.
Keener,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Siebert,
Yes.
Miller.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Item E on your report has already been taken care of. We'll move on to item F, protocol for hiring general manager. Chairman Miller briefly discussed the procedure that he wishes to follow to hire a new general manager and the need to create an independent search committee. Motion to establish an independent general manager search committee consisting of John Miller, Bill Keener, Kendall Siebert, Richard Bohati, and Lynn Yates, with the committee chair to be designated by the board. The committee is authorized to review applications on paper, apply the approved minimum qualification and scoring procedures, select the interview pool, conduct interviews, and recommend one or more candidates to the board. The committee may not make a binding employment offer or comment on the district to salary, benefits, moving expenses, severance, or other employment terms unless the board later grants express authority within stated limits. Final selection and employment authorization will remain with the board. That motion carried 7 yes, 0 no, and I so move.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. This came basically from legal, as you can tell. And,
Mr. Chair, I have a question.
yeah,
Hopefully nobody takes this the wrong way. But this just bothers me. It looks like the good old boy committee. We don't have, we've got 4 new members, really new members, and none of them are on here. Why can't we have one? Why does it always have to be this, the good old boys?
I selected this committee as the vice chair, the chairman of the 2 standing committees, and the immediate past president who has experience in this. The chairs and the vice chair were elected by the board. I was elected by the board.
Well, I can understand that, but it bothers me that these newer ones don't get a chance, at least one, because maybe they don't have the same. You guys have been with Dave, you know what he's like. I wished he wasn't leaving myself. But these new guys, maybe they have a different perspective on what's needed. But when it's the same, when it's the old regulars, you get no other perspective. It's just, that's the way it is. I don't know if I'm putting that out right, but that's what I'm saying.
Full board will have final say.
When I was on the co-op board, this is about what we're doing is the way the UFC did it when I was on there 20 years ago.
It is that.
I just, I see what you're saying, but I've been on here 6 years. I don't feel like I'm part of the good old boys where I'm going to go hire some NRD guy, buddy, just because he's part of the system. I don't feel that way at all. I think what John's saying is that this group was elected. This pretty darn important thing we're doing is hiring a manager. I don't think we're going to give somebody a job because he's a friend. I think it's going to be taken very seriously. The full board has final approval. The co-op, we did the same thing. The exec committee plus 2 others were put on the search committee, and it was brought to the full board to approve. I think it's really similar. I really do.
Well, I'm not, but I just think putting a new member on would possibly give some different perspective as to, because
I'm a new member. I have never been this before.
No, I don't consider, I'm talking about those 2 over there and that one there and this one. Those are 4, to me, the new, well, with you, but I'm not, I'm talking about these 4 people. Can't we put one new member on there to give a different perspective? Possibly. I mean, I'm not saying they will, and I'm not saying you guys aren't going to pick the right guy.
Make an amendment.
Right. Will all the board members have access to resumes or CVs or whatever we receive for all of the applications, or will it just be whatever this group suggests and then we'll vote on that one?
The way I read what Don gave us is only those finalists' resumes be made public. And
So this group will make a recommendation of finalists? Or no? Or
it'll be
will-
up to the group how many they forward to the full board.
Okay.
Anthony. We talked about this. I hope it's more than one. Because I'm certain there'll be people just to see it feel bad. Because otherwise it would seem like it's being picked by. And I hope we at least have more than one resume to look at. That would really get fair, but there's somebody that don't like. They won't see it. It's, I know a lot of times they have done that. And as for the list of your finalists, you have to tell us that's public information. You don't tell us, I will publicly look to you, take public request information that you have contact Attorney General, because I didn't know what's on it. I don't know who it is. But if public information, that's what's top 3 or 4 you look at.
What I just said.
Yeah, but you got to do it. There cannot be a where we have backwards over parents. I'm gonna say John, I first, but we need to be transparent. And I agree, your committee's good, I'd be like. So, just saying, this all needs to be very open so that everyone feels like we picked the best person.
I have a question, John.
Sure.
When we bring in the candidate or candidates, and we get down to, let's say, our final person, will there be a round of voting, or is it just simple majority, or is it by unanimous vote of the board? Because I know right now Dave would get a unanimous support from the board. And would our new manager, what percent of the full board here will approve the next manager?
All votes will be by roll call.
But will it be majority or 2/3 or unanimous?
Majority. Roger.
Last time we did this, I would dare to say that the reason we only brought one to the board because it was heads and tails who was the best candidate, and it was unanimous amongst the committee who was the best candidate. Before we interviewed Dave, there was some mixed on the 2 or 3 we had before that. And then once we interviewed with Dave, that was it. There was a unanimous decision. It wasn't even close that what was the best candidate to bring to the board. And that was why we brought one at that time. That's why you have a committee to do this. That's why we do committee meetings before our board meetings, is to get the decision narrowed down before it ever comes to a board meeting. And once you start having 2 or 3 people address the board, it really muddles things up. If you don't have confidence in the committee, that's why we've got them. We pick these guys to be the leaders of the committees and the board. I think we have to trust in their judgment on who they deal with. I don't mind if you bring one person here to be interviewed, but I think it should be more than a majority vote approval. And I do approve of the committees. I think there's been a good job of selection, but I think when you bring it to the full board, it needs to be more than 50 plus 1. Because we're all representing different areas. Yeah, but I think it's in our bylaws that's what it is. I don't think that's a choice.
Yeah.
We have.
If that's what's in the bylaws, then that's what. we have
Can
to go
you
by.
can you have straw votes? You can't do that. See, we did do that at the co-op. I know it's probably different. I'm just asking.
No.
Well, I do disagree that if you bring in 2 people to meet that, because I've seen it done. And it wasn't here, but it was public power, they brought in people, and there were people who You, they were both there, and we put it together in the board. Visited with them and talked with them, and they feel great, and they thought about it. And even if one person is heads over heel better, well, it'll be very obvious then. And we'll be like, yeah, and as for committees, that I've seen, if it's gonna be a committee like you're talking about, then we should all be able to attend and listen, but not vote, because that's how our committees run. And if you're saying it's like that, Roger, we have to trust that, because that's all very transparent. And if that's what you're telling me, then I'll be like, I'd love to be at those meetings when you go through it and talk to people. It just, I can't vote. So if that's what you're pushing for, I'm all about it.
Well, the other thing you gotta do, we had that, Don actually sent us a list of questions that you cannot ask. And you cannot, there was a list of things that we could not ask, a list of things that you do not bring up. Or you just can't do it.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'd be glad to look at that list too, because I can read.
Pursuant to state statute 923202, the general manager who is hired by a majority vote of the board.
And if someone only gets voted by one vote, it shows we probably didn't pick the right person. That it should be more of a consensus. It is one, but that shows you that your search committee probably, the board's very divided about it. And so you really didn't get the best candidate to represent everybody. So that's why you need more than one person. Why? Well, what I think is the best candidate when you think might be different.
I think we're going around in a circle. There is a motion on the floor. Is there anybody else that has something they want to say? Roll call.
Stair,
Yes.
Weiss,
No.
Yates,
Yes.
Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Richard,
Yes.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Eberspacher,
Yes.
Elge,
Yes.
Holmes,
Abstain.
Hattershelt,
Yes.
Keener,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Seibert,
Abstain.
Staley, yes, Miller,
I'll abstain.
Motion carried, 13 yes, 3 abstain.
Yeah.
Sorry, 12 yes,
Okay,
1
so
no, 3 abstain.
we need to elect a committee chair. I make the motion to have John Miller chair the committee for the hiring of the general manager.
Second.
Moved and seconded.
Designate
it's not,
Miller as the
No.
chairperson of the search.
to make job, Miller.
Does everybody understand? We're doing this because of the motion we just passed, so. I'm waiting for the secretary to catch up. Are we ready?
Yeah, for some second, I forgot.
Ready? Seibert, yeah. Peters. Whatever. Roll call when you're ready.
Weiss,
Against.
Yes or no? Or abstain or pass, you know, you got four options here, you know. Well, it doesn't matter what. Nothing against John, but I don't like the committee itself, so no.
Yates,
Yes.
Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Richard,
Yes.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Everspacher,
Yes.
Elge,
Yes.
Holmes,
Yes.
Otter Shell,
Yes.
Keener,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Seibert,
Yes.
Staley, yes. Stare,
Yes.
Miller,
Abstain.
Motion carried.
No action,
14 yes, 1 no, and 1 abstain.
the no action items, the management is planning the 2026 Directors Tour. This year's event will be in the northeast portion of the district on August 21st, 2026. Suggestions for specific subject matter were discussed and the board members were asked to make recommendations. If anybody has anything they'd like to see in the northeast quadrant, please let staff know. Personnel report, Dave.
The only thing I have to report on personnel is my resignation effective December the 2nd.
All right, thanks, Dave. Item I, there's the monthly financial statement is attached.
Okay. Thank you, Bill. Financial statement, approval of bills. You have a financial statement in front of you? And I need a break, so if something comes up before I.
Yeah, I got it. Go for it. Yeah. Does anybody have any questions on the financial statement?
I would make a motion to accept the financial statements and pay the bills.
second,
Is there any additional discussion on the financial statement or paying the bills? Roll call.
Yates,
Yes.
Bethune,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Richard,
Yes.
Dickinson,
Yes.
Everspacher.
Yes.
Elge,
Yes.
Holmes,
Abstain.
Otter Shell,
Yes.
Keener,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Seibert,
Yes.
okay. Staley, yes. Stare,
Yes.
Weiss,
Yes.
and Miller is out.
Motion carried.
NRCS report, Josh?
Good evening. Guess I would introduce myself since we got new members on the board. Gail, I'm Josh Bowers, District Conservationist for the NRCS for this area. As you look at the main area of this district, I have the main counties So Seward, Polk, Hamilton, Fillmore, and York counties, I supervise the NRCS offices there, the Natural Resource Conservation Service. Direct partners with the NRD, provide technical guidance for practices, things like that. When producers walk through the door, we're gonna sit down and do a conservation plan with them, work directly with them, and then decide what program works best. It may be an NRD program. So we'll guide them to somebody here, or NARD cost share, or maybe through some of our federal funds. So we directly work together with each other quite often on many projects. So try to be here at most meetings to give an update on what we're working on currently. So I do use a lot of acronyms, so I'll try to ask questions if you have them. So back in the military. Few items we're kind of going a lot of different directions here I wasn't here last month, but we're still working on Conservation Security Program, CSP. We got throughout the state, we're roughly at 50% obligated on those. We just have a couple here in the NRD left to get finished up. Those are due at the end of the month. So as well as with that, majority of our EQIP contracts that were approved have been obligated here in the NRD. We just got 2 left that we're wrapping up as well. Working on, sometimes absentee landowners are harder to get signatures from than you think. So we're just waiting on those, and we'll get those wrapped up and sent through review process and obligated. As well as doing that, we're also working on EQIP payments for management practices, such as going out and doing field checks for convert to dry. We just got to make sure that we're not irrigating those acres, as well as other management practices like nutrient management. We're getting the fertilizer records and those items turned in so we can get payments made on those now. CRP status reviews, we're getting most of the way through those. So we'll get those wrapped up hopefully by the end of the month or so as well. I talked a little bit about it a month ago. We get reviewed by our area office, so we went through the QAR process here. Quality assurance reviews, we're supposed to get a report back on that, I believe, August 12th. So I have no concerns there, but it's always good to get know that we're doing a good job and making sure that we're maintaining good contracts and following the rules. So during the programs report and talked a little bit about initial plans for dams. We are working on those. Mitch Keebler and Ken locally here are continuing to develop plans on those, getting the initial plans drawn up and going through that list. And like it's said, we don't have anybody committed at this time, but we're getting some estimates out there. The only other thing I had to comment on was that we did have the local work group meeting the beginning of the month on the 8th. So we got that wrapped up, and so I will be sending in recommendations back to our state office here by the end of the month. What I have, any questions?
You're still getting rain whenever you want it, right?
You know, we were actually way drier down south than we were up here. It was amazing, but it's been okay.
Okay. Anybody else got questions? Thanks for hanging around tonight.
No problem.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So. Paul, anything from NARD?
Back on July 8th, the Stop Loss and Benefits Committee had a meeting with the Blue Cross Blue Shield to look over policies and how that's going. report was good, everything's going good. Benefits stop loss committee will meet again tomorrow. And registration for the conference in Kearney on September 28th and 29th is now open. So that's all I have unless somebody has questions.
Okay. So Sarah will probably want to know next month your intentions for the Kearney conference. If anybody's thinking about it.
I forgot that, but we are going back. NRCS will be there.
Good. Any questions of Paul? Anyone may comment on any matter that was not on this agenda. However, the board action cannot be taken until the following board meeting according to the open meetings law unless the board declares it emergency. Is there any public comments?
Mr. Chairman, can I make a comment about something?
You can make your comment.
There's a proposed solar farm down by Geneva. I've gone to the meetings and I'll tell you the questions, everybody's afraid they're gonna shoot tremendous amount of water. And now with that, they're concerned about a data center coming in and they quiz me about the water. And I just tell them, you know, we have, you know, the large water user rules and regulations in effect. And they just want to make sure we're on top of it. That's it. I'm not saying more, John. I mean, I've had probably 30 people call, you know, already.
Was that the one?
Call Paul.
Yeah, call Paul. Paul's.
Yeah, everybody just say, call Paul.
Here, but isn't the one by McCool, isn't that done? The one by McCool, that's not gonna happen anymore, is it?
No, it's, well, he sold the rights to a small Nebraska company, Sandhills, there.
Yeah, York County put so much setback that it's been built on.
Well, the problem isn't Fillmore County, but the zoning, you know what their setbacks are? They're 30 feet. Oh, gee. And there's a number of houses that are about 50 feet from that property line. So, but it's gonna get changed. County board put a moratorium on zoning or on solar farms for 6 months, and then they just put one for 2 years on a data center. So that's what Fillmore County did. Yeah, they have to redo their zoning. They got that horse stuff. So
Anyone else got?
3 years like.
Yeah. Anyone else got comments? Chairman's report, Gail, you will be on the projects and programs committee. Sounds right. Yeah.
Thursday,
right.
not Tuesday.
Right, Thursday. You're always welcome. Yeah, you're welcome to come to any committee meeting. Yeah. You're encouraged.
Yes.
You're encouraged to come to all committee meetings. Yeah.
John. Go.
This is her corner.
Go ahead, finish your.
Dave and myself met with a couple last week who are considering donating their farm to us, approximately 140 acres. It's a full quarter minus about 3 homesteads.
Doesn't have to be right next to hospital. 10 acres. Out about that.
Their proposal was to put it in their will, which means we'd have nothing until both of them died. And you never know what happened. Somebody the day before they died might change their mind, but Dave contacted legal. And we did bring this up to them. There could be a, what do you call it? It's a life estate in which they would deed it over to us, but they would keep it, all the income, pay any expenses, whatever. And Dave had a lot of good ideas. I had a couple of what we could use this for. Majority of it's irrigated. There is some waste ground in it. You could have a lot of experiments out there. You could have a lot of educational opportunities out there. There's 2 irrigation wells and 1 domestic well. There's a place where you could put up a educational building of some kind. I just kind of want it on the record that to let people know that it might be coming, but neither one of these people have 1 foot in the grave. So it could be 20 years before it ever happened.
Thank you, Roger.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, Roger.
But
Roger, somebody will appreciate it someday.
if we did get the life estate, then people could start putting some ideas together, but there's all kinds of possibilities out there. So I just kind of wanted the board to know.
They must not have any kids, or are they just?
They have no kids.
Okay.
And it's,
When they contacted me, they wanted it to be used for a conservation purpose. They didn't want it to have to be divided up into a whole bunch of different farms. They wanted it to be maintained somewhat as a unit, with a conservation goal. One thing that I would say, and I can say this because I won't be around when you guys are doing this, but when you own when you own property, it takes dollars invested to maintain that property. So if you're just thinking it's a free handout with no investments made, think about it long and hard, because any farm needs some investment. So we just went through a budget. It'd be another line item. So.
Yeah, but what's to prevent from future NRD managers boards 30 years from now selling the quarter? Is there anything put that it can ever be sold?
Don said that he could tie it up with this living, I wish I could remember what.
Living trust or something.
Yeah, he had a special name for it, and I can't recall it.
Yeah, but for every attorney that can do that, there's 10 attorneys that can break them. Because I've seen it happen to them,
yeah.
So I don't know, but the church lost a quarter they had for 60 years. The right attorneys got a hold of it and it got sold, and it was never sold.
Yeah, but you have
but there is.
Don't say never.
You have like in Seward, the Langworthy Trust. I mean, they've got 3,000-4,000 acres, and they've both been dead since the 50s.
Oh,
and it's still it's a trust. It's something.
Yeah. That's all I got. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same sign. We are adjourned. All right.